Good morning, everyone. Not good
Good
morning, good
morning.
evening. Good evening. Sorry, I'm. think I'm still. I'm still confused from a lot of Zoom talks with the guys who are not even here in this continent. So that is one reason why I'm saying good morning. Actually, um, been a busy day for me, and I can say um, I'm very grateful that I'm able to be available. Last week I wasn't available because of other commitments, but today I get to resume again, and I'll be live both on Twitter and here on Telegram, and hopefully I'll be able to have this space being streamed live on YouTube. I understand there are other spaces that are running at the moment, and some guys are there, but we still do our thing. So, Telegram guys, please take a few minutes and introduce yourselves. I don't know who has actually responded to my good morning, but you can take a few minutes from the top. We have the the second person actually from the top. Kindly introduce yourself.
I don't know how the chat is arranged, but I appear second. I don't know whether I'm second from Evan.
Yes, yes, yes.
But
Just
my name is Erastus Gishoy. I do a lot of Python dev and many stuff, Java, sometimes Kihash. Yeah, I think that's it. And now I'm a fan of Django. I'm doing some stuff with it. Also, there is a framework called Twisted. It's a networking library on Python. I think it's the one that kick-started all these things for promises and event-driven programming. So that's basically what I'm busy doing almost every day. That's it for me.
okay. Thanks for that. Now, I don't know if it is C hash or C sharp. Me, I think it's C sharp. So C hash, I don't know what that means. But anyway, um, somebody else talk about yourself as we wait for others to join.
Sorry, I think
Yes, yes.
I'm unusual to get. Uh, I'm a software engineer. I'm mostly focused on Android, Node.js for backend, uh, a bit of Java, Spring Boot, and reactive programming. I also am the fan of M-Pesa
I'm
apps.
a software engineer.
Yeah, and then
I'm mostly
use
focused
systems
on
intelligence.
Android, Node.js for
Yeah,
backend.
also a fan of
Yeah.
DevOps. Yeah.
Mostly focused on Android, Node.js for
Yeah,
backend.
also a fan of
Yeah.
DevOps.
Next, okay. Next, name well, and then other guys, bana. Kindly, I don't know how to pronounce your names. Yes, yes. Don't wait for me to call out your name. Just introduce yourself.
Hello guys, I'm Nemuel. I am currently in my learning phase. I am more focused on Python backend using Django, and also I'm also interested in JavaScript Node.js. Though currently I'm a front-end developer, uh, only in the basics. I am only good in HTML, CSS, JavaScript, recently React. Plus, I am familiarizing myself with the Python syntax as I prepare myself for backend development. Yeah, I think that's all with me.
Next, somebody else, you introduce yourself as we continue to wait for others to join. Hey, guys from Telegram, you are really letting me down. I don't need to call out your name. Kindly. Meanwhile, on Telegram, on kindly, I'm waiting for somebody else to talk. Yes, all of you, you can take this time to talk about yourselves.
Hi everyone, I am Dennis. I'm really glad to join you today. So I'm more of a backend developer. My things of trade are with C and Django. Yeah, so I think that's it for me. I mean, it's environment.
Okay, another introduction as we wait for others to join.
Hi. What's going on, Jack? Is it just introduction?
Yeah. We are doing it until after 20 minutes past 8, and then we do something else.
Oh, great. Hi everyone. I go by Murage, and I started my journey as a solo freelancer, handling both the back end and front end, running on the fly, and over time I got into front end, mastered in the front end skills. I have worked with Ember and Angular, and all those are real frameworks for a developer in Kenya. But there are still some companies that use Angular and Ember. And for now, I've been trying to switch to backend. So I believe in the art of doing one thing at a time. So that's me. And thank you, Jack, for always hosting this space. It's a great thing. That's for me.
Thank you. Another person as we wait for the minutes to close in. Somebody else, please. Okay. Okay. On Twitter, there is this guy called Lugs. I don't know if it's Logs or. Okay. Can you have something to say? Um, let's proceed, guys. On Telegram. I think you'll be running the show for a while because on Twitter, people seem to be busy elsewhere. Yes. My name is Jack Zero. I'm a software developer. Actually, I'm a mobile developer at Adenian Labs. And before that, I used to be a desktop app developer using .NET framework, in brackets C Sharp. And I've done a lot of things here and there as a freelancer and even as an employed software developer. And I thought it very nice if we talk about employment, because it is one thing that is really causing a lot of problems to people who are looking for ways to make ends meet, because we are seeing people are running helter skelter looking for somewhere where they can be getting something at the end of the month. And you all know how difficult the life of a software developer is. You've been struggling to get those skills and now executing them. Sometimes you do not get the full appreciation. You also struggle with a few things here and there. And above all, if you get to be employed, maybe things might be good on the side or they might be bad on the side. So I'm gonna ask in this next phase that we are starting, I want each and every one of us to talk about which position they are in, because we will be needing them in as we proceed with this discussion. So myself, I've told you I'm employed as a mobile developer, and earlier before I've been a freelancer. So that is my profile when it comes to employment. Somebody else should talk about what they are doing, or what profile fits them, and then they talk a little about the topic of today, which is employment. Like, you should tell us, how did you get where you are? Personally, I'm going to share my story. So how did you get to be where you are at the moment? Those are some of the questions that you'll be answering as you speak. And I see there is a guy by the name of Mark Adadi. Kindly tell us yourself as pertains to employment. Like, how did you get to be there where you are? Are you employed? Are you an entrepreneur? Whichever fits you. How did you get where you are?
Hello, I hope you can hear me now.
Yes.
Okay, I'm in a noisy place, but I hope I can talk. I'll say that this is my second year working as a software developer, and for more than half of it, I was in two internships, where one was with Zuri, which is a Nigerian based, And then I also got an opportunity to do an internship here in Kenya. After that, my first job was a contract, which I did with Polbol, which is an Indian-based company. I worked with them as a front-end developer, and then after that is when I got an opportunity with a local company, and currently I'm working as a front-end developer. So that's what I can say. For the process that I took to reach there, I can say I did an IT related course in college, but that didn't do much to me. And what worked for me is after college I just took time on myself, and then I studied through YouTube tutorials, and then it was just a self-paced study, and that's how I became a software developer. That's what I can say for now.
Okay, that is a very nice and that's an interesting story you've given us there, Mark Adadi, on Telegram. So, actually, let me narrow it down to your current employment. How did you land as a front end developer where you are right now? How did you land to be? How did you land there?
I would say that after the end of my contract with Polbol, when I was just going through LinkedIn, I would go through LinkedIn each and every day, and then there was an advert. They were searching for a senior position for somebody to hold. It was a senior position, but by then I thought that I didn't meet the requirement, so I just tried my luck. I applied, and then I was told that for everyone that applied, they did send back a test, a coding test. So that's what I did, and then I submitted. And then it was a thorough interview that had 7 rounds meeting with different people. But I would say at the end I just found myself lucky and I got it. That's what I can say.
Wow, nice, 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 nice. That one is a commendable job. Some people believe that it's not easy to get a job through LinkedIn. Now, there you have a testimony from Makadadi that you can actually get a job from LinkedIn, and that is very encouraging of you, sir. Actually, whatever you had, somebody else could be thinking that is not working has actually worked for somebody else. So I'm gonna ask this guy by John Travel. Talk about yourself with regards to employment, your journey. John, uh, I'm waiting for John Travel on Telegram to tell us something. Yes, for our guys who are on Twitter, we are live in both Telegram and Twitter, and we are doing our level best to make sure that nobody is missing anything that is being said on either side. So we'll come to the guys on Twitter sometime later, but for now we are engaging the guys who are on Telegram. Otherwise, keep it locked. John Travel. Okay, Kanji Anthony, can you talk about your journey of employment? Are you employed? Yes. How did you get there? In a nutshell. Um, hmm. We'll still come back to you, Kanji. Maybe you are in a noisy place. This guy by the name of AppMaker. AppMaker, kindly talk about your employment journey. And then we will have the dummy programmer. Okay, we'll still come back to you. Nemuel. Nemuel. As I wait for these guys to talk, I wanna give uh, people on Twitter a chance to also get to understand what we are talking about today. Um, Please, if you feel like asking or speaking, don't fail to request to be unmuted and be given a chance. So we are talking about employment because as a software developer, you have trained, you have learned, you are self-taught, and over time you will need to pay your bills and do things as an adult. So you will need to be employed. Either you need to be employed or you need to be an entrepreneur. That is where this topic comes in. We want other people to talk about the employment journey as we go to ask some questions ahead in this discussion. That is the context of the space today.
Hello guys.
Yes, dummy programmer.
Yeah, I'm Victor, and the dummy programmer is just a channel that I use.
Kindly, could you move near your microphone or put it near?
What I'm saying, I'm Victor. Hello, can you hear me?
I can
Dummy
hear.
program you cannot get done.
You are not very audible.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, that is
Affirmative.
better.
We clearly get you.
Yes, that is better
Okay.
now.
Actually, in my area, we are in the dark, so lights went out. So, yeah. Okay, my name is Victor, and the
Yes.
dummy programmer is a channel that I use to post books. Guys, okay.
Yes,
Now,
yes.
I'm a software developer and I do. Can you hear me? Can someone confirm that?
Yes,
We
I
can
can hear you.
you.
Okay, now I can speak. I'm not used to speaking on my own without someone responding, so it's new. It's a new experience. I've not been following you, so I've been seeing these talks on Telegram, but I've never participated in one. I'm Victor. I live in Kiambu. I'm a software developer. I've started it in 2017. I was still in school. Back then, I wanted to make an e-commerce site. So I found myself in that position and I started making apps, and it came to a point that I needed to pay bills. So I started freelancing, and Upwork did the work, did the trick, and I did system administration for a while because you can do backend development without knowing system administration. And currently, I'm starting a company by the name Brevium Technologies. I've had a few clients. It's a challenge to have clients, and yeah, it's it's hard. And when I get big contracts, I usually outsource people through Upwork and other platforms. Yeah, that's my story.
Wow, that is very commendable. I didn't think somebody like you existed in this platform, but I'm very much pleased to hear that. So I think that tends to help somebody else here.
So I have a question to all.
Um,
Let me first of all start by that with the story.
yes.
Finish my phone call and I've been programmer since 2016 when I was doing my KCPE back then. I've been dealing with backend stuff, things like those. I've been working with PHP and stuff. So
I think we lost him. I think we lost him. Somebody else, please. Devi Munga.
Hey guys, I've just joined on the call a few minutes ago. I'm David. Just like the guy who dropped off the call, sorry I was not able to catch his name. I started programming way back in 2016. Really don't have much to say, though I do have a couple of questions.
If you don't mind, actually, if you don't mind, what we are right now, I'm randomly calling guys to talk about their employment journey as software developers. That is the basic thing. So if I call upon you, just talk about your employment journey as a software developer. Just that, and then questions can come much later.
Ironically, I was going to speak about it, and the questions I will actually draw them from the experience.
Okay, it's okay, it's okay. That is okay.
Okay. So I started way back there, and it was quite a challenge because most of the time you will find that the resources that you actually come with from school are not quite accurate. They are not quite adequate for your actual work experience. So you have to find yourself back in the YouTube University kiasi. After doing after some touching up, I finally landed my first role. It was an SMS based system, sending SMSs and all those, and IDs from Safaricom and all those things, campaigns for messages and all that. Then I finally landed where I'm currently, which is a financial company. A company that deals with financial systems. So I'm concerned about the work experience that you guys have, because do you have reviews for the remunerations that you're actually given? Because what I've actually noticed in those two is after over time, as you start it, the work is actually equivalent to the process is okay, and it's actually you would say not actually as much. You would maybe say it's almost equal to whatever the work that you're given is somehow equal to the pay. I don't know, but as time goes by, as you work over the company, the work tends to increase because you are maybe if it was a project and your perspective has grown, you're actually expected to do more. And there are in other circumstances, you'll have to do a little bit of system administration, a little bit of testing, a little bit of development work. From even I'm just basing it off from a just support. Then you'll go to a development support role, then go back to development role. So your scope continues to grow. How can you actually get this your seniors back on the table and tell them, I feel like the work versus the remunerations that I'm receiving are not equal, and how do you actually get them back?
They are not
the
directly
initiative
proportional.
fee? I don't usually find them doing the visuals as much. So that is my experience as a mostly it was a PHP, Laravel, Postgres. The previous one is Laravel MySQL, and now it's Laravel Postgres. Yeah, so that's my experience, and that is my question. If anyone will pick up on it, I'm so glad to hear your thoughts.
Okay, okay. If I picked up your question, David Munga, is that you are asking if somebody has had such an experience whereby you may want to go to the drawing board or to the table with your seniors to bring to attention the fact that the amount of work you are performing is not equal to the kind of salary you are getting out of it. Yes. So personally, I would say yes. I've gone through that, and actually, I've gone not even once, but twice or thrice with different employers, and I had to quit to avoid getting insane. Me too, there was a time I was a full stack developer using Laravel, and I found that I had to do a lot of work over a short time. I was supposed to hit the ground running. It helped me to learn a lot, but on the contrary, it was really taking a toll on me. I could literally feel like I'm carrying very heavy burdens on my shoulders, despite the fact that I was actually uh, I was feeling like I'm doing a lot, and the time that I'm given to perform is very little, and it was a strenuous thing. Eventually, I got into a conflict with my senior, actually the CEO, because I was complaining, and I left the project in the middle. I don't know if they found somebody to help them finish up what had started. So I would say yes. That is an experience that if you have not gone through, you wouldn't appreciate when people talk about toxic work environment. So that is basically a toxic work environment. At least half of our population have gone through that, and it's a sad story. Actually, it needs you to be very wise. You don't go attacking your seniors or anything. You go with a lot of sobriety and sincereness in your heart, meekness. You humble yourself, and you look for whoever you feel is answerable to whatever demands you have. And then from there, you discuss and you try to come to a neutral and a common ground and see if things can work out well. If they don't, you are free to look for a job elsewhere and even ask their recommendation. You tell them, you see, you couldn't buy me a mango. I've found somebody who will be able to buy me not just a fruit, he will buy me a drink plus whatever I will need. Probably this is a bodyguard or somebody, that kind of a thing. Yes. So once it has happened to you, you should be very wise and compare your script with that of others to know if you're actually in the right path or the wrong one. I don't know if you answered.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, end of the day, it's not always a comfortable conversations when you're actually speaking with your seniors about your employment. I think everyone has gone through that experience. You actually bring them back to the drawing board and tell them, look, I need how it goes to whatever I'm getting. It's not always a smooth conversation. It doesn't go well, and actually, you have to actually, in some instances, you have to resort to maybe it's sort of like threats. I might have to quit this work if the payment is not actually checked. Is there a better way of actually voicing out your concerns without having to actually grow and go and actually having to point out there are better jobs paying out? Like, is there a way? Because I think that most of I don't know, some of the people who have actually gone through are facing the same thing. You find that over time the work is not equivalent to its there's the scope of the work increases. I don't know if we could actually find a better way of maybe voicing it to our seniors, because at first everyone the new place of work is actually nice, because that is usually because the work that you're given is actually it allows you for self growth. It accommodates, but as time goes by, the scope increases, but less work, so more work, more pressure, less. The pay is not as that does not reflect the amount of work, so you just work more for less. And even starting off, maybe the pay was not even enough, so it becomes toxic. So there are ways we could actually address this, because a lot of people are doing the same thing like you, Jack, or me. Like the previous one, you just had to leave. I just left it because you're finding it hard over time. So maybe there are actually better ways we could address this. Is there anyone else? Maybe something they would want to share. I would love to hear it. I'm finding it tiresome when you actually have to leave your work. Maybe there are actually better ways you could actually voice your concern. But Jack, that is a valid point you've said. I think yes. If there isn't anyone, we will just maybe move on to the next person. I'm seeing Kanji Anthony. Maybe we'll kindly share us about his developer experience and his work.
Okay. That is a nice move. Okay, Kanji. Yes, Roy. Okay. Fred. Um, There is the last person. I can't even tell the name. There is X. There is Fred. Then there is Dennis Kamau. Dennis, how has your employment journey been? It looks like you're not audible enough. I think he's not able to talk at the moment because you are not audible. No, 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 no. I can't hear you. Can't hear you. I'm really sorry. I'm struggling to hear you.
Sorry, can you hear me, Jah?
Yes, right now it's better.
Okay, sorry. Seems my bad side a problem. So I was just explaining that COVID-19 came in, and I was a student by then. And then after this period came in, and then schools were closed, we had to go back home. I sort of thought about my life, and I realized that nothing is promised. It has not been written anywhere that you're going to go to school 4 years. After 4 years, you'll get a job, maybe 5 years, then move to another job. And, life is not just a system of planned schedules, so to speak. So when COVID-19 came in 2020, we had to go back home from school. And it's at this point that I got to think about my life and my career. And I really had some quality time with myself. So I decided that I'm going to forget about school for now, and I'm going to try and see if I can be a developer, or if I can at least try to make my dreams, come true. So it's at this time that I was doing some freelancing. I was a developer, a full stack developer on Upwork. I did mobile with the Java, Android, and then front ends, just simple HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, mainly using Bootstrap. And then the back end, I didn't really get to do a lot of back end job, but I knew a thing or two about PHP. So I did a lot of remote jobs. With freelance jobs, they are not guaranteed, but I did do a couple of them, and then I got some experience. A while ago, I got something was posted on Coding Horror for coding jobs, this group on Telegram. A job was posted there. Not really many details were provided about the role. It was just this type of message. We've got this role. If you are interested, send a CV to this email. So I looked at it, looked up the company, and I thought, this is interesting. I want to work here. So I did apply for that job. And I looked at their requirements, and they say that we simply need someone who can deliver, someone who can get the work done. And they are not really like this type of company. You, of course, need a degree, you need 2 years of experience with, say, JavaScript or whatever framework. So, so long story short, I got the job. I did a lot of, as per what we had agreed, I was to do a lot of content, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and PHP. That was like my primary job. So with time, I got to do a lot of that, but with time, I advanced to Flutter. I was learning Flutter, as a side, doing it as a side alongside my job. And my boss was really impressed. There was this job that, they had like some old code base. And then I took it, and at my own time, I did it, and then I showed them, and they were like, oh, this is really interesting. They really like my work. So they started assigning me to Flutter roles, to Flutter jobs. So I did a lot of that, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP, and Flutter. That is like a full stack developer. I've been doing that, and then after some time, I started to reflect about, my career, and I realized that someone had put this earlier. I realized that what I'm doing right now is not what we agreed when I was applying for this job. And nothing really else has changed apart from the part that my jobs are the task that I'm given has increased. For example, like if we need to do a project, say assuming we are developing Uber, I will like build the whole backend, the whole front end, and then go to the mobile as well. So you can see that it's really a lot of full stack. Yeah, per se. And there's also some tiny bits of configuring servers and all that. Yeah, so I would reflect on it and I saw this is not really what I signed up for. I am really getting stressed. A lot of it, I am dealing with a lot of like languages and frameworks concurrently without really time to breathe between each. For instance, if I'm developing an API, I need to go to the backend, make sure the API is working. Backend is a different language, then go to the mobile app, another different language, and then consume the API and all that. So I started interviewing for other roles. I got 2 offers, which I rejected them for various reasons. The primary reason was that they were like giving me very little information about what my job would be like. For example, you ask them, what will I be doing? What will be my day-to-day activities at your company? And then they are giving you like 2 sentence answer. You'll just be say developing the backend and then doing the database, and they're not really giving you a lot of information about the task. So that is what led me to drop down two offers. But then I got this really attractive offer at a really nice company I would want to work for. And yeah, so so I had to switch, and I'm not like I don't really want to get into that. So Jack, let me cut it there. That has really been my journey. If I try to look back at my career, I did some internship. Someone had mentioned about Zuri. I also interned at Zuri, a Nigerian company, as a backend developer with Django. That's where I got some really nice Django experience, which have been really awesome because that was accompanied with Flutter and Python Foundation, and I've since gotten into machine learning. So some few days ago, I was certified as a machine learning engineer, and that opened doors like to opportunities. People would be like emailing me, "Do you have a minute? We can like set you up a meeting." And then I felt like for the first time, I'm in this position of power where I am not like I am the one who's getting to choose a job and not the other way around. Developers have for a long time been like employers know that the market is on our side, but somehow when you are going through interview process, say you have this interview at a company and then it's taking like 2 months, and you meet them today, they are telling you we'll give you feedback after 2 weeks, and then after 2 weeks you go there, then they tell you another 2 weeks. So they have just this long process and many interviews that seem to be wasting a lot of time, and they are unnecessary. But on the other hand, there is like acute shortage for developers, and I'm talking to in the local market. The Wazungus on YouTube will of course say that software development is really this lucrative role, but I have had the opportunity to see this like firsthand in the local market. There are really a lot of jobs. They are looking for people to fill, and if you are out there trying to apply for jobs and you don't have a degree, every other job will always, pretty much every job will see that you need a degree. Forget about that. That is just a line that has been put there in order to fill in the space. I have walked through, I think, 3 interviews where I have been accepted. And mind you, I don't have a degree, but all those jobs did emphasize that you need a computer science or IT or whatever degree. So yeah, that has been my experience, Jack.
Wow, that is very informative, and I can say that not only have I been moved, but I think even other people, it is really helping them. Somebody else, Justice L, I see you there. Tell us something. How has your employment journey been?
Hello. So currently, I'm not like permanently employed. I'm working for like an internship part time. Yeah. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Actually, this is open. If you are an entrepreneur, if you are a freelancer, if you are an indie developer, if you are employed, we want to hear those.
Okay, so I'm an Android developer. Uh, I'm currently working part time an internship, some sort of internship or contract with like a startup which is based in Kenya, and like they have their roots in the US and Kenya. It's an NGO-ish startup. So I'm like doing part time. I'm getting some little stipend, yeah, and I'm still like in school. Yeah, that's all about me.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
back to you.
okay. So, um, there is a there is this guy, Lusaka Manchelo, whatever that means.
Thank you, Jack. Again. So, for me, I started out as a freelancer, being mostly impressed by having lived with freelancer. Yes, and at that period, I worked as on academic projects until I discovered I could do software projects. And fast forward to 2018, I got interned at Shop Soko as a Django and Angular developer. The job opportunity had been advertised on I have jobs board, so it is also easy to get positions based on the adverts out there. And later on, I got recommended by a friend for a software developer job at a company called Atanet. I would say up till that point, had been lucky. The interview processes were very simple, as the assessment were simple and straightforward. They didn't have more technical requiring stuff, so it was just very simple assessments. And I'd say later on, I quit my job. There are so many issues, and also burnout. Burnout is real, guys. While working at corporate, but after a few months, my former manager got in touch with me, and he asked me if I could come in as a consultant or freelancer. And the offer was great since it doubled my income as compared to while I was working as a full-time employee. And that's why I got to have the opportunity to choose the projects I am going to work on and also the time. As I worked as a consultant and freelancer for about a full year and some few months, and it was a great opportunity because I got to work with different company and teams. That's the greatest thing about working as a consultant and freelancer, is that you get to choose the team you are going to work with, the projects, your time. It's flexible, but it is a little tough. because you're not sure that you get you have continuous flow of projects, so it's a little difficult managing it. And at the end of last year, one of founders at Tunapanda Institute reached out to me and asked if I was willing to work on an open source project. It's called WeConnect. It's an e-learning platform. I at that period I didn't have any projects, so working as a freelancer is a difficult managing, having to have continuous projects, and so I just accepted the offer. I did the technical test, and after one-on-one interviews with the team, I got accepted. The project was donor funded, and fortunately, it came to end. That's mid this year, because of they already had the predefined budgets. The donors had already predefined budget, and I made my decision to now focus on backend and master some little DevOps skills. It's been a little tough selling myself out there because of that gap where I worked as a freelancer and consultant, and also you find since the project ended, I've interviewed with several companies and some even who had qualified, but you get the companies are advertising for back-end roles, especially in Kenya, and only to find out your role is you'll be managing WordPress sites, nothing else. So it's a real difficult. So, and also now selling to the international market is also a little bit difficult because of that gap. So it's I think anyone who wants to venture into freelancer, having worked as personally having worked as academic and also in IT projects, I would say I'll call them IT projects because they range from software development to IT operations consultant. Just be little careful, because if you ever want to switch into corporate world, it might be a little difficult, especially if you don't have any connections. So I think that's for me. So for now, I think also having being ghosted by companies after you have gone to interviews, they have told you, yeah, you have qualified, but we'll get back to you. And then the companies, they just go mute for months. So it's a common thing actually in Kenya. I could count several companies who have gone mute. I think over the years I've gone to more than 18 interviews, which most I did qualified, which most company never got back to me. So, and being a freelancer is difficult. It's a little bit difficult switching back to corporate world, and that's basically me. So right now I'm back to freelance by default. Back to you, Jack.
Well, that is quite an experience you've given there. I wish you all the best in whatever you are doing at the moment. Do not feel intimidated, but just know um, whatever you've narrated, it's helping somebody, and it will still help other people. Because I just wanted other people who are getting into employment to know like what is out here. So I I today I will still not be able to go back. I will not be able to run the session for 2 hours as I intended, because on my end I have a number of issues I need to attend to. So I think I'm gonna ask Albert Okundi to say something about his development journey.
Hi everyone.
Yes,
Um,
yes, yes, yes.
um, my name is Albert Okundi. I'm a front-end developer currently. My journey isn't as juicy or as many of you here are. Um, the first time I interacted with code was way back in second year, where I took interest in development, and I decided to engage in web development. And so far, it's been going great. I've learned a lot. Uh, I've been able to learn how to set up sites, how to build websites from scratch, and also using content management systems. It's been going well. It's currently what I'm hustling with in the event of the way the previous speaker talked about how you can send up job applications and they tell you they'll get back to you. So I'm actually thankful for learning all this because it's been helping me to freelance and get side projects. And currently, that is what I'm using to scale up in the development world. I wouldn't say where I'd like to be in terms of development. I'm still learning. I believe it's still a learning process for all of us. And yeah, so like I said, it's not a juicy story like the others here, but so far, yeah, that is what I can say about my journey. Back to you, Jan.
Thank you, Albert Okundi. Um, there is Devi, not Devi, but there is Fred. Fred. Okay. There is the coder.
Hello, guys. Great to be here. So my employment experience. Funny thing, I just got hired this week. So I think it's my first time I've been in an official full-time job. Because,
Congratulations.
eh?
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. So, for all this time I've been in software development, I've been in freelance for the last since 2018 February. I've been feeding from money obtained from a SaaS product I made. So that has been a product I ran since 2018 all the way to 2021. But now I kind of decided to go into a full-time job in order to experience working with larger teams. And I can say I do not have so many opinions when it comes to employment, really, unless I can give a view or maybe the freelance contracts that I had before. And well, some of them were kind of good in terms of the way the client and I handled the projects, but some were challenging because you find that you have a client who is constantly changing requirements. So in terms of now the full-time job, so far I'm still trying to adapt, but things in the enterprise are really different because sometimes you find you are inheriting even very large code bases and you need to get up to speed very fast. And so I'm kind of just grateful because I have a very supportive team where I am, and they've really done a lot to ensure that I'm kind of getting into place. Yeah, so that's it for me.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, Kibet, tell us yourself about though you'll say you are looking for internship, but tell us about it.
I,
Yes.
can you hear?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So I'm not looking for an internship. I'm looking for a job. Okay, yeah. So for me, okay, I started coding this year. Learning to code this year. So I didn't have like any much like a long story or what. So I started this year, and then on July, yeah, I started getting some internships, and yeah, so I I, I got my first internship on July, but I rejected it because I felt like it wasn't a place I wanted to be at. Yeah, so in September I joined another company as an intern, so and that's where I've been up to now. Yeah, so I'm finishing up my internship this November, and that's why I'm looking for a job. Yeah, but I've interviewed with some companies. I interviewed with one recently, but I received how do you call this? Kitu ya rejected, rejection. Yeah, I received it some hours ago. But
The email.
yeah, the rejection email. Yeah, so that's all about me. You don't know about.
Usikufe moyo. That's what I can say. Keep
Okay,
trying, keep pushing.
although alikuwa ananiuliza kwa interview kama naweza work under pressure, sasa hapo ndio nikafeel hapa nataka kwenda ukiniua. Zuri akanipigia rejection tena. Sasa hapo
Okay. Let me go to Twitter. I see Twitter gang, you have not been released from the other spaces they have ended. So I see there is a on Twitter. Let me give a shout out. There is Thaddeus Otieno Onindi. Then there is a Willis Opalo, and then there is Kanji. Kanji, you are also on Telegram. You've refused to talk. So I'm gonna ask Thaddeus on Twitter. Send a request, and then we are talking about our employment journey as software developers. Willis to also send your request to speak, and then you will tell us your experience of employment as software developers. Kindly. Okay. Thaddeus, how has your employment journey been as a software developer? No matter how short it is, please share.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Jack, for the opportunity. I can't say I'm in employment per se. Yeah, currently I'm doing freelancing.
That one
And
okay
as
is also okay.
and as there's a time I shared that I was in finance. I was in finance industry. That is a BCom. Then after working for a very long time, close to 7, 8 years in the industry, then I decided to switch to the tech industry. So far, no serious employment, but I'm doing freelancing. Yeah, it has its own challenge here and there. At times, jobs are scarce, but I can say so far so good. I got jobs because I have my own company that I'm running. Yeah, so I do get jobs here and there, and I can't complain. Though as any other business, yeah, there are challenges here and there, but I can't complain much. But I would just love to talk about my experience learning coding to a level where you can be referred as a software developer, or you can refer yourself as a software developer. Personally, I'm a self-taught. I've never stepped I've never stepped in class to learn coding. I think the only one I tried was the Harvard, and they were teaching. There's a free course with Harvard. They were teaching C. Was it C+? Yeah, I think so. And I was not interested in that area, so I even left it. That is the only class I've attended when it comes to coding and programming is concerned. Most all the things I've learned are from mostly YouTube and some other articles and GitHub, just like that. Pole too. But the journey has been tough. Yeah, it's not easy. Because personally, I love those hard. I love the hard languages. I don't love these soft languages. So I love the hard languages. So the journey has been a little bit tough. You sleep at times. I sleep for 4 hours, 3 hours. Within 24 hours, you just work yourself out. Yeah, but at least I'm seeing the fruits. Yeah. So even those who are starting, those who are there, even those who are in my level, I can't call myself that I am a senior or middle. I still refer myself as a junior developer because I still want to learn more and more. So the only I would just love to encourage someone who is going through the same that don't give up. You are almost there, and if you have not earned anything from it, one day you will earn, even if it is 5,000, even if it is at 3,000 from it, and you will feel good. You will feel good. As we started with small money, helping someone here and there, but at least right now you can get a project maybe runs even up to 200,000, maybe some 50. Like that, you even go to these small websites. Yes, and you maintain yourself as you move on. Thank you for the time.
Okay. Thank you, Thaddeus Otieno from Twitter. That was quite insightful. I think there is Jumba who just joined us. We are talking about our experiences in employment, and you could offer us your part also. Please consider sending a request to talk. Otherwise, let me go back to Twitter gang. Anybody wants to talk? Okay. I think I'm gonna have a. I think um, it's approaching 9:30. I do not intend to go past that because I do have some issues to attend to before I go to bed. So, people, if you don't matter, if you don't mind, I'll be taking vote of thanks, and this discussion will still continue with it next Friday, God willing. So I'm gonna take some vote of thanks from those who joined. So feel free to ask. Corey, Fred, X, and others.
I think I can talk.
Yes.
I didn't get a chance to talk, so I can probably say a few things about. My coding journey hasn't been okay. It's been interesting and challenging at the same time. I started freelancing in Campus, and that's where I got to know how to code a few years ago, three or 4 years ago. So I started by making simple websites for a few friends, doing it for free, and then my first paying gig was for a law website where I did it for 7K, and that was the most rewarding thing I've ever experienced. I can never forget that particular paycheck. So that got me motivated to continue coding. Then, so maybe I can cut the story short. So, what I can say from then after that, I got my first job in Campus, still third year. So we built, it was in a company at South B. So we built a few websites for a few clients here and there. So like, an example is the Muthaiga Golf Club and Parklands. So I did all those systems. And so the journey has been interesting. It's been challenging, but interesting. And then after that, so I recently moved out of that company, and I decided to go into consulting. So I'm picking up international projects in UK and US. And what I can say from there is that for the young people, because maybe I may be younger than most people here, is that you should like follow your passion first of all, and if you can be able to specialize very early in your career. I know it's not very possible in the Kenyan market, but when you look at international companies, how they hire, they want someone who has specialization. I know in Kenya you may be required to be full stack, and that's a challenge that I think we have. But if you can be able to specialize, it's very good. It's going to be very beneficial for your career. So what I decided is I'm specializing in fintech products. So that is blockchain and all these other fintech products like Visa payment processing, like that. So that has really helped, and also growing your networks, like how we're in the same group here in this channel. You never know who's there, so if you interact with people, I can say that some of the biggest projects I've taken up is because I've been helpful to people in various groups. And if you're delivering value to people, I think the world has a way of aligning itself to help you out, no matter how long it takes. So yeah, just try and don't give up. So I heard that I don't know if it's the one with topup.co.ke. They had a rejection offer. So I'm very sorry about that. Don't give up. Just continue working and pushing on, and be helpful to people. Hopefully things are going to be okay. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
Hello, guys. I'm sorry. I've been requested several times to speak, but I was not in a position. I was engaged in some other tasks. I have followed through the session. It was a nice session. Briefly, now that we only have 3 minutes, maybe I can just give a very brief description of how my journey has been. I've been employed, I guess I'm in my second full-time job. I started working in 2019. I completed college in 2018 December, and between my first job and my second full-time job, there is a gap due to COVID, and there is also something very important that happened to me. I'm calling it important because I can see the effects that came with those changes. My first job really took a toll on me mentally. I had to go for therapy sessions, and so it was tough. I went to the extent of using apps to monitor my mental health, whereby I would feel how I would feel forms of the state I was in at a particular time of the day. It was that serious. So I would encourage guys here, as much as you are getting into software development, I know most of you are young. I would encourage you to learn time management or generally resource management. I have realized that you don't need to spend the whole night coding. You can actually take maybe 4 hours of design trying to figure out the logics, and then you might only need maybe 3 hours, and you'll be done with whatever you want to implement, rather than doing just a coding throughout the night, trying to fix things as you program, as you move. So I would really encourage guys to come up with strategies. I actually don't work overnight. My day ends latest by 11. I wake up at 6, and I still get things done. So I also don't follow stereotypes like developers, or they're supposed to work overnight. You can see them during the day; they're asleep. You have to take coffee. No, just look for a strategy that works for you, and also come up with a resource management plan. That would be my take on that. Thank you guys for. I have also learned from others' experiences. So thank you. Back to you, Ciro.
Okay. That was
Jack, can I?
Sorry.
Oh, I'm asking, can I speak?
Yes.
Okay, what I want to tell you guys is you can use an architecture of programming that can help you to manage your code. You can reuse your code in the future, that it reduces time. In the future, you won't have time to rewrite code. You can use an architecture that will help you to fetch code. Code is always old, and it will always be helpful to you. And there's nothing new. Frameworks keep on trying to better things, but they don't. They only complicate things. You can use modules and program things according to your architecture that you can reuse in the future, and it will cut your time in the future and quicken your work experience. And it also helps when you deliver your code to your colleagues. you have a way of, like, what can I say? You have a way that you can deliver something without complicating things. Yani venye mtu hawezi kuja aseme hii kitu ni mzee, tunafaa kuirewrite tena ilikuwa in spaghetti code. You can write things in structures that can help everyone, and it will be useful. For instance, I have my own structure that actually I recommend to anyone who works with me. And there are things that we don't write, like authentication, payment systems, payment integrations. We already have them. We only better them in case of any upgrades, and we maintain what we have, and we don't rewrite things. So try and employ something that can help you. Thank you, Jack.
Well, thank you so much, Victor, for that wonderful recommendation. And I can see it is 9:32. I want to thank each and every one of you who has participated. I was not very sure about everything for today because last week I wasn't there, and this week I almost did not do it. Thank you for those who have come and supported us. We'll keep having these sessions every Friday. May you have a nice time till we meet again. Bye bye.